Okay, this is Hyper Sentinel. I picked this up on the PlayStation Network maybe about a month or so ago. It was super cheap, you know, and that's kind of one of the things that prompted me to get it, because it was, I think it was seriously between like $2 and $5. I can't even remember exactly, but it was less than $5. Might have even been around $2. And I was like, it looks like an old style arcade game. You know, it looks fun, and you know, at that price, if it sucks, you know, you can only get $2 worth of pissed off. Am I right? So, but anyway, I really enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying it, you know, present tense. And I figured I'd make a quick video just to upload it and just sort of show it off and see if you were interested. You could give it a try. But it's really cool. I'll just kind of start at the beginning here, because why not start at the beginning? It's basically like just a side-scrolling shooter. Kind of in the vein of Defender, but you know, not really a Defender clone or anything. And basically, you're flying over this ship, and you're shooting all the targets that are on the surface of the ship, picking up little gun power-ups and whatnot. And then when you shoot all the targets that are on the surface of the ship, a little mini-boss will appear in each level, and you defeat it, and then you go from there. Go to the next level. Guardian detected. Now that's the little sort of mini boss of this level, and in this first level, it's just a turret. Now let me chase that power up. There is a turbo button, so you can chase shit. And there's sort of like an end of a level too, where when you get to this edge, it sort of automatically flips around. But that is your health bar at the very bottom of the screen, so you can actually take a lot of hits before your ship gets destroyed. And one of the things that's interesting, like when you do take a hits, you know, I've taken 3 hits now. You can go and just, if you can kind of get away and not get hit for a little bit, your health regenerates, which is very cool and, you know, very forgiving. So as long as you're kind of monitoring your health, you can survive a fair bit of abuse. Another thing that's sort of unique and cool about the game. Woo! Let me chase that power up. Got it. As you see, when I change directions, he does this little Immelman turn kind of animation thing. Now, when you do that, you're actually immune to enemy fire. I guess you sort of travel into the Z-axis or whatever the hell it is. But for whatever reason, when you're doing that turn, you're immune from damage. So you can use that to your advantage and fully exploit it. Those little iframes or what have you. Boom, and that's level 1. Obviously, you know, very basic. It just sort of slowly progresses up from there. It's a little bit more difficult. It's like I say, it's kind of repetitive, but hey, arcade games, you know, of the generation on which this thing is sort of based were repetitive. And like I say, I don't know if it's still on sale, but it's so cheap. Who cares? We'll do another little quick level here. Woo! Okay. And you can just sort of go back and forth if you want to sort of fly the length of the level and just sort of see what's in store for you, get your power-ups and whatnot. You can do that, or you can just sort of meticulously work back and forth and just clean out each area for each section before you progress, using those little iframes of turning around, changing directions. Woo! Another power-up. Let's chase it. Gotcha. Space flail. That's definitely an interesting mechanic. Just as you change directions, it swings those flails around. Oop, another power-up. Guardian detected. And the Guardian here is basically a bunch of these little circular ships that start out that are armored, and then after you break the armor away, you see they look like little green energy ships or whatever. Definitely gotta keep my eye on how much damage I'm taking, because it will definitely get away from you. As long as you're keeping an eye on it and sort of run away and stay safe for a few seconds, allow your health to regenerate. Like I say, you can put up with a lot of abuse. Woo! Oh, power up! Yeah. Boom. That's level 2. It definitely has some interesting filters, too. I'm not going to go through them all. I think that would, you know, be kind of boring. This is just sort of an introduction to the game. But I do want to show off my favorite one. Let's go back to the main menu. We'll quit out here. After it shows me the score. Okay, and I'm going to quit out here. And we'll go to options. Now the graphics, this is where the filters are. Like I was saying, there's a CRT filter, and that's kind of like my favorite one. I'll show that one off briefly. Spectrum is where it's like it's like a monochromatic, like a green screen, like the way the like really old computers used to be, just sort of monochromatic green, which it's interesting, but I don't really enjoy it that much. And then there's Commodore 64, which is sort of even more simplistic than you get here, in that it doesn't have the spectrum of colors that this one does. But we'll just go into, we were playing on standard, which is no filter. We'll go to CRT just to show that off a little bit. Back out here, and then we'll go to play, and then we'll pick it up where we left off, level 1C. And there's some different modes, too, that I haven't tried out. But you see there's sort of little scan lines here. Just gives it an interesting look, and they sort of warp the edges of the screen, you know, like the way the curvature that a CRT would have to it. Come back here with my power up. There we go. Flail time. Yeah. Really got to change directions a lot. Take advantage of that flail. Another power up. Those little energy barriers right there are some bitch. You'll find yourself bouncing off of those and taking a lot of damage. These power-ups are just kind of points. They do disappear relatively quickly when we're talking about, oh shit, I'm about dead. I need to regenerate some health and see how that little mechanic works. Look at this. There goes my health. Now I can get back into the fight. But yeah, if you're not paying attention to that, it will absolutely screw you pretty fast. Boom. About dead again. Now, unfortunately, it does take away your power-ups when the boss shows up. But just gotta be careful. Whoa. Screen just went dark there for a second. It's done that before in this game. I don't know what's going on, if that's a glitch in the game or something else going on. Whoa. Oh, shit, I'm about dead. Regenerate some health. Just kind of fly back here where there's nothing going on. There we go. Now we'll get after him. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. F you and your ads. Oh, power up. Oh, I was just starting to regenerate health, too. I took a hit. Oh, crap. Third level, I'm gonna get killed. I'm gonna get killed. Where is he? There he... Chase him down. There he goes. So you really only have, like, you know, aside from the directions, you can either use the D-pad or the stick. I've been using the stick. It just feels more comfortable to me. I started out using the directional buttons. Stick just kind of feels better to me for whatever reason. And there's a fire button, and then there's a turbo button. So the controls are super simple. And you can hold the fire or you can tap on it. I think you maybe get a slightly higher rate of fire if you want to tap on it yourself. So that's what I've been opting to do. But if you just want to hold the button and not end up giving yourself repetitive stress injuries on your hands, you can absolutely use that as a viable tactic. This guy's messing me up. I almost got him though. Got him. Boom! And that's level 3. And that's it. It's a fun little game, like I say, for really cheap. Even if it's not on sale, it's totally fun. And if you dig this kind of game, you can't go wrong. But at any rate, that is Hyper Sentinel. If you like that, check it out. It's pretty fun. You could do a lot worse for, you know, on $5 or under.